All right, South Texas, we are live again this afternoon because we have more strong to severe storms moving through parts of South Texas. Now, Weather Chief Bill Taylor was just on a moment ago giving a quick update on that severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in Comal County. Now, it's not a tornado warning storm, it's just a severe thunderstorm warning, but like what we said earlier, some of these severe thunderstorms can be just as strong as tornado warnings, so it's always important to take them seriously. Something else that I want to kind of hammer home, this is more heavy rain for Comal County. Parts of Comal County have already experienced 6 to 7 inches of rainfall. So we've already had a lot of heavy rain move through this area. We don't need any more, but we are getting some of that. I want to zoom out because I also want to show what else is happening out there. It's not just this storm that we're seeing. We're also seeing a lot more storms that are kind of over towards Luling. We also see it down towards Elmendorf. You see more showers and thunderstorms. And guys, this has frozen on me a little bit. Let me see if I can get this to start moving for me again. Looks like I've lost a little bit of control of the Max computer back at the station. So give me just a second. I'm working to get a little bit more control over it again. But there you can see down towards Cuero, see a lot of lightning within some of these storms. That lets us know that the updrafts could be strong. How about Windcrest? The answer is you could see a few storms down that way as well. Helotes, not any storms towards you. I think the severe thunderstorm warning is going to stay off to your north and east. So not as much of an issue for you. Is it going to rain in Houston? The answer is yes. So more storms are heading over towards our friends in Houston as well. I see hello. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well yourself. So I see the Pipe Creek area asking. Yes, we had that possibility for some storms that way as well. Sorry, guys. My dog is whining just a little bit. Working from home here. Kerrville. I don't think you're going to have much of an issue, Rosa. Much of the storms will stay off to your east. We do have a little bit of a shower that's off that way. It's actually a heavy shower, but not of an issue off in your direction. So the only severe warning we have right now is the severe thunderstorm warning in Comal County. Now, I mentioned a second ago, this is significant, not just for the fact that we could have some strong to damaging winds, but you also have the issue with the fact that there's been so much rain there. We've made our way throughout the last, not just 24 hours, but really even in the last 12 hours. So there's a little bit of a lag with my system here. So just hang on, guys, with me as I try to get this to populate properly for me. If we look towards Comal County, you'll notice that's where we have had 6 to 7 inches of rainfall, more than 7 inches of rainfall there near Canyon Lake. You see 5.6. You see a lot of big numbers there on the screen, and that's where more rain is expected to fall. Here's the thing. The Guadalupe River south of Canyon Lake, south of the dam, and north of New Braunfels is expected to crest at 7.5 feet. But if this heavy rain moves over it, we could see the river go even higher. So if this heavy rain moves slow and really starts to pool into the Guadalupe River Basin, we could see the river go even higher. So we're going to have to watch that really close. But again, right now it is just expected to crest at 7.5 feet. We're heading from Edinburgh to Bexar County. Are we okay? The answer is, Aurora, you're going to run into a lot of heavy rain, so please drive carefully on those roadways. That's something you also need to know about tonight. A lot of heavy rain could be dangerous on those roadways, so you need to drive carefully. It's going to be another thing that's going to be a concern over these next few hours. So I'm trying to bounce it back to the proper graphic there. There we go. Again, guys, there's a little bit of a lag with my system here, so I'm trying to make sure that I stop on the right graphics. And put everything into pause. The severe thunderstorm warning in Comal County is the only one we're seeing right now. We do have some heavy rain in southeast Bexar County. This is also impacting parts of San Antonio within the 1604 and the 410 loop. So you see south side down towards the southern tip of San Antonio, the southern edge rather. You see a lot of showers and storms moving through. In Spring Branch, should we look out for hail? The answer is not really. And I actually want to go ahead and look at hail on this severe thunderstorm that we've been, the whole reason why we hopped on in the first place. It looks like we're not seeing too much in the way of hail. Along 181, it looks like there could be pea size. I'm not seeing any necessarily quarter size, so I'm trying to get my map to scoot up here. So hang on with me, guys. I'm trying to get it up for me. But I'm not seeing as much in the way of hail concerns as I am in more with strong winds. So let me pull up the radar on my phone real quick as well, because sometimes I can see some other stuff on here too. I'm not seeing really any issues with rotation either. That's something else I wanted to check on, and I think I'm going to keep that up on my phone. I'm going to pull Facebook up on my other computer here. So I'm trying to get a little bit more organized, guys, and I can answer your questions as they come in here on Facebook. So what about the flyover tomorrow? Are we safe? The answer is yes. I think the flyover will still go over with no issues. Nothing is moving south toward Universal City, question mark. The answer is you could see a little bit towards Universal City, just not seeing anything at the moment. My boyfriend's mom and sister will be traveling from Del Rio to San Antonio. Will it be safe for them to drive tomorrow? The answer is yes. I'm not expecting too much of an issue for them. They should be just fine. So let me see if I zoom out. Again, a little bit better control over the computer now. Sometimes you just got to let the computer sit for a second, give it a chance to gather, and then you can give it another shot. So there we go. Let me turn off hail and switch radar products here. And there's the heavy rain. So you can see that the heaviest of the rain, at least, is falling south of the Guadalupe River. That's good news. That's what we want to see, because the Guadalupe River has already seen a lot of water move through it over the last few hours. It's been in flood now. Leah Durain, Kent 5 reporter, our Hill Country reporter, has been up there tracking the flooding along the Guadalupe River south of Canyon Lake as it continues its way down towards New Braunfels. The good news is we're not expecting too much of a flood concern in New Braunfels, but it is something we're going to want to watch pretty closely. So guys, give me a quick second here. I'm wanting to check on the Little Blanco as well. Wow. We have spiked on the Little Blanco River. And you know, this is actually a river that is not forecast to flood, but it's important to know it. It just spiked at 8.29 feet. It jumped 6 feet very quickly. So I'm going to try to get the exact timeline on how quickly that river spiked. The Little Blanco is located in southern Blanco County and then goes through like the very northern portion of Comal County, and then I believe it goes to Hayes County. But I'm checking on it now. Give me just a quick second, guys. I want to see how fast that rose. Looks like it was in about 2 hours to 3 hours. It really rose about 6 feet. So that's the big concern we have with a lot of these storms. Now, we still have the severe thunderstorm warning. Let me put back on watches and warnings. We no longer have a tornado watch. The tornado watch expired, so that's not a concern anymore. The concern right now is the fact that we could have damaging wind in Comal County, and we could also have more heavy rain that's heading towards the Guadalupe River. Stacy says, I live in Canyon Lake. Yeah, Stacy, you're not under the severe thunderstorm warning, but you do have a lot of noisy thunderstorms overhead and a lot of heavy rain heading in your direction. Rob says, are you able to show a projected radar forecast? Yes, Rob, I'll show that in just a second. Let me check the Guadalupe River, the latest forecast on it, and get it to y'all, and then I'm going to show that forecast radar product. So it looks like the Guadalupe River is currently at 7.45 feet, or actually it's now at 7.06, so it crested and it's coming down, but we could have a second crest with more heavy rain moving through. So that's something we're going to keep a close eye on. Now, the future radar product. Let's go ahead and look at that for you, Rob. Future clouds and radar is showing, it has been showing a lot of those showers and storms moving through our region as we head throughout today. Give it 1 second. The computer's loading. It's not handling the rain we're seeing right now very well. Something important to know that by 10 p.m. we still could be having some strong showers and storms closer on towards Floresville, Seguin, moving into Hallettsville. You see it over towards Gonzales. That will continue to move east and southeast as we head throughout tonight, and those storms will be dying out as they move southeast. I see a question about Alamo Ranch. The answer is Alamo Ranch, not much of a concern right now. We do have some heavy rain in southern Bexar County, but Alamo Ranch area is not really seeing too much of an issue. So there's 12 a.m. I lost control of the computer there for a second, but I got it back. By 12 a.m., you see the showers and storms really moving to the south, closer to Victoria. And at this point, they're really starting to fall apart and not as much of a concern. So I see watching from Gonzales, really strong thunderstorm in Gonzales right now as well, or not far from it. We got a lot of noisy thunderstorms that have moved close towards Cuero, I guess, so not as close to Gonzales, but still some noisy thunderstorms moving near Gonzales. You can kind of see that on the latest scan of the radar. A stronger storm is right now closer on towards Cuero. You see it in Gonzales, another storm about to approach your area. You had a severe thunderstorm warning earlier that has now expired. Not saying that you couldn't get another one, though. So you see a lot of lightning in these storms. I'm going to go ahead and get an idea about how much lightning we actually have, because that's a good amount of lightning there, kind of closer on towards Comal County. 79 lightning strikes within about 15 minutes. Looking closer on towards Luling, you see there about, let's see, 69 lightning strikes in about 15 minutes. So a lot of noisy thunderstorms, again, moving through the, and it looks like I've lost connection to my vMix computer. One of my computers at work, but at least we're still up on here and y'all can hear me. So I see it's coming down Hardy Road 37 South. So Seguin will have the big storms ahead, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Answer is, yeah, you could see some strong storms at 9:30 to 10 o'clock, Brittany. So yes, be ready for that. Rob said, yeah, you need an IT guy. Rob, I will tell you, the IT crew that we have is phenomenal. What I need is a better laptop for myself and also better internet where I live. So, but Rob, I will tell you, our IT crew at Ken's 5, they cannot be beat by any other. I feel like they do a phenomenal job. It's my personal equipment that that seems to mess up on me. So, but they do a phenomenal job. What about Cibolo? So Cibolo could have a few storms. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Nothing severe there now. Again, that only severe thunderstorm warning that we have is currently in Comal County, and it's just south of Canyon Lake, moving southeast. It looks like it will be rushing close to New Braunfels. So those in New Braunfels need to watch this closely, as you could be put under a severe thunderstorm. Severe thunderstorm warning. Here soon. Right now you're not under one, but one could be issued for your area, maybe even over the next 20 minutes. By the way, it is 6:26. Weather Chief Bill Taylor is on Ken's 5 right now, still giving updates on the showers and storms that are moving through the region. I've been keeping a close eye on all of this throughout the day, keeping us updated on Ken's 5 and Kens5.com. The news at 6 is about to wrap up. But he will be there at the station, of course, to keep everybody kind of updated on everything. So I think I'm able to get reconnected now to my computer back at work. It is very windy out there. I will tell you that. It doesn't matter kind of where you are in San Antonio right now, if you're experiencing rain or not. There are some very strong winds for today, really gusting maybe even up to 25 miles per hour at times. I work in Comal County. What's the morning looking like? So not looking as bad for the morning. It will be a little bit quieter tomorrow morning. That's the good news. It was a little bit stormier this morning, though, for Comal County. Quite the lightning show in Cuero. I am willing to bet. Y'all have quite a storm down that way. Those storms, again, moving away from Cuero. You do have more storms behind you that are going to be coming in your direction for the Cuero area. Same thing with Gonzales. Gonzales is about to see a little bit more in the way of storms. Guys, I'm trying to get this computer reconnected to the internet, but I'm not having much luck. There we go. So reconnecting now, and this computer that I'm on currently is actually still holding on pretty well. So seeing a lot of heavy rain. That is actually not the Kents 5 viewing area. It's not considered it, but Gonzales is. Gonzales, you are about to see more storms. Those are going to be strong, but not severe. So don't be surprised if you have some strong winds, heavy rain, frequent lightning. But thank goodness we're not talking about anything severe for our friends in Gonzales. Comal County, though, still have that severe thunderstorm warning. That's until 6:45. So we still have about 15 minutes left on that storm. Let's see, is it going to hit 1604 and 87? It's likely going to miss off to your northeast. Now, in 1604 and 87, you are experiencing a few showers and storms your way, just to your south, but those are moving away from you. Still, though, don't be surprised if you encounter a few showers, but the stronger to severe storms are not going to impact you at 1604 and 87. Charlie, New Braunfels has a severe thunderstorm warning off to their west and northwest. That severe thunderstorm could impact you as we head throughout the next about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So we're watching that storm closely. It's the reason why we hopped on this Facebook Live in the first place, to keep you all updated on that storm. So I actually want to bring this up full, guys. Give me a second. I'm working on it. So there's a full look at the radar. Again, that storm that we're tracking is mainly up towards Canyon Lake, really just southwest of Canyon Lake. Bulverde likely has a lot of heavy rainfall at the moment. And we have a lot of frequent lightning and possibly even some damaging wind associated with this storm. The hail size is smaller, maybe nickel size hail at the largest. This is going to be moving along Highway 46 and then heading towards New Braunfels. Now I'm going to see if there's anything new from the National Weather Service. I also like to see what they're saying. We kind of communicate with each other to kind of get an idea about what each of us are seeing. I know that they were talking earlier about the possibility of some rotation at a storm near Cuero, but thank goodness that rotation kind of fell apart, so there's no issue there anymore. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't see some more rotation later on. It's just right now, all that we're seeing there is heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning, and maybe even some gusty winds. So Chad said, any tornadoes to worry about? The answer is we could have a tornado, but really it's more strong winds associated with these storms, not as much in the way of tornadoes, more of the strong winds that we're looking at the moment. Anything going to hit Pleasanton? The answer is yes. You are likely going to have a few showers and storms head your way over the next few hours, really even sooner than that. These storms are moving kind of off to the south and east. You may even hear a few rumbles of thunder. The thing is that a lot of the heavier rain will be staying off to your east, but I would not be if we ended up with a little shower or storm pass through Pleasanton. But the stronger to severe storms do look like they'll be off to your east and then off to your northeast as well. We sure have had a lot of strong and severe storms here this spring. This week will be no different from what we've experienced so far, in the fact that we have a lot of chances for storms this week. We could see 5 more inches of rain this week. So over the next 7 days, much rain will be falling on Saturday, we're thinking. I'm seeing the latest from the National Weather Service. They're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for Comal County. Cole, Fayette, Gonzales, and Lavaca counties have a significant weather advisory. That just lets us know that we have some stronger wind and some stronger storms, but they're not necessarily severe. So that's what we're watching there. What about Helotes? Will we get any rain or thunder? You'll have the possibility, but much of the storms are to your south and east. So that's the best answer I have for you there. You could have one develop over you still. Maybe these storms close towards Kerrville could move over, but you can see that the stronger stuff is going to be avoiding the Helotes area at the moment, it looks like. So over towards Yoakum and Cuero, that's where we have a lot of the heavier rain and the more frequent lightning, especially Yoakum. Let's lightning 15 minutes there. 116, so very electric storms. Remember, we don't want anybody going outside in any of these storms. When thunder roars, go indoors. Keep yourself in a safe spot whenever these storms are going through the region. I see a question about, is San Antonio in the clear? And the answer is not completely. So not seeing anything in the way of severe weather for San Antonio, but you know, we could have some heavy rain. We could have some frequent lightning. We're actually seeing some lightning just west of San Antonio. There along, I believe that's Highway 90, headed out of the city due west. Let me erase that real quick and then scoot over the radar a bit. But yeah, towards Hondo. So we still have a little storm there, but these bigger thunderstorms and the severe storms are not currently impacting San Antonio, but there is a bigger storm in southern Bexar County and on the south side of San Antonio. So this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in place right now. It is Comal County until 6:45. Damaging winds are possible with this storm. Could also have a bit of hail. The hail size could be up to a quarter size, so that's just within the realm of becoming a severe thunderstorm. And then we could have damaging wind up to 60 miles per hour. So that would be just within the realm of a severe thunderstorm warning. So both wind and hail just within that realm of possibly causing damaging wind and being damaging wind rather and damaging hail. The storm is moving towards the southeast, and it is moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. The storm is south of Canyon Lake, so that's good news because Canyon Lake has already had a lot of storms today. But even though they're not having anything severe right now, they are having some showers and storms themselves. And this is going to be heading towards Garden Ridge and then down towards the New Braunfels area. So it will be crossing I-35. Not the best day to be driving I-35. Definitely has a lot of wet weather. We've had a lot of water pooling on the roads, and not something that you really want to be having to drive through. Give me 1 second. Let me pull back up the amount of rainfall we've had here over these last 24 hours. Still more than 5 inches in parts of Comal County. And those areas of Comal County that are seeing more than 5 inches are experiencing rain right now. More rain is falling over those areas. So we may make it through 24 hours in parts of Comal County with 8 inches of rainfall, I'm thinking. There could be spots of Comal County that see 8 inches of rain within 24 hours. That's a pretty amazing amount of rainfall. So I'm keeping an eye on everything as well outside of Comal County. I know we spent a lot of time talking about that, but that's because that was our only severe thunderstorm warning. But now we have a second severe thunderstorm warning in Cuero. Cuero, we talked about you a lot earlier. We talked about a lot of heavy rain. We talked about a lot of frequent lightning, the possibility of some stronger winds. And now you have your own severe thunderstorm warning in your area. So let me pop up some things on the radar here, guys. Let me put the radar in pause as well. So frequent lightning associated with that storm too. Could have a little bit of rotation associated with it. I'm watching that very closely. Right now, the rotation is fairly broad. The National Weather Service agrees with that. That's why they went with a severe thunderstorm warning instead of a tornado warning. Damaging wind is possible with 60-mile-per-hour winds and then quarter-size hail. So similar to the storm that we're seeing in Comal County. And this storm is moving off towards, let me get an idea. It is moving east at 20 miles per hour. So Cuero, the stronger part of the storm, has not even moved into your area yet, but it is heading towards your town. If you're in Cuero, go ahead and stay in your interior room. You know, don't go outside. Don't go try to drive through this. It's best to just kind of stay indoors until this storm is done. And also, there is also a tornado possible tag with this storm. The National Weather Service will put those on there whenever they think that rotation could possibly eventually lead to a tornado warning. Right now, there's not one, but we are watching that rotation closely in case it doesn't up and bring more issues. So, Cuero, we're keeping a close eye on your area too. This is going to continue to move off towards the east again at 20 miles per hour, 183, likely going to be pretty messy conditions over the next 30 minutes to an hour. Just kind of stay where you are if you can. Try not to drive through this stuff. I want to make sure everyone stays safe. That severe thunderstorm warning, excuse me, is until 17 p.m. and it's now 6:38. And our severe thunderstorm, that means we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that are active at the moment. We have the one that's in Comal County, and we have the one that's in DeWitt County. The Comal County is until 6:45. DeWitt County is until 7:15, and both of them have that possibility of 60-mile-per-hour winds as well as quarter-size hail. So let me pull back up Facebook. I've been checking out some other things here, and let's see what people have to say. Sorry, just logging on. What about Karnes County? You could see a few storms down your way. You already see one in north of Karnes City. The storms in Floresville will be dipping down towards Karnes County, so just a heads up. Nothing severe with those storms heading your way, but they could bring strong winds, heavy rain, and also frequent lightning. Watching video of a tornado in Louisville earlier today, scary is what Ann says. They did some tornadoes up that direction earlier today. Thankfully, nothing now, but yeah, it was some pretty scary video for our friends off towards the north and east, kind of closer on towards central Texas and closer towards the Austin viewing area. That's actually considered outside of the KENS 5 viewing area. Seeing what else we got. The Guadalupe River is raging in New Braunfels. Runoff from Canyon Lake. More rain would not be good. And Joanne, yeah, that's actually another reason why I hopped on here. We have had a lot of rainfall today in Comal County, more than 7 inches in some spots. That has led to the Guadalupe River to go into flood. Right now, minor flooding is occurring along the Guadalupe River between Canyon Lake Dam and also New Braunfels. Now, the good news is the river has already crested. It crested earlier on at 7.45 feet. Now, it had dropped to 7.06 feet at my last check, which was about 10 minutes ago. But with this additional rainfall, we could see a second peak, and we could see the river come even higher. So that's something that I'm trying to watch real closely here, kind of behind the scenes, because I want to make sure that we keep everybody informed right there in New Braunfels, and especially anybody along River Road. So I also want to keep an eye on the Little River near Fisher. And it's a good reason why, because the Little Blanco River near Fisher has been rising pretty quickly itself. And we did not have a forecast for it from the National Weather Service to rise this quickly. Right now it's at 8.5 feet. The action stage is at 8 feet. Minor flooding starts occurring at 12 feet. I don't think it'll make it all the way to 12 feet, but if you're along that river, it'd be best to go ahead and just kind of stay away from the edges of it. Downstream, I'm checking downstream from that gauge, and I'm seeing too many issues. It looks like everything's staying pretty calm. So maybe just a localized issue there. I'm looking upstream too from the New Braunfels gauge along the Guadalupe River, and it has come down significantly. It crested at 6.64 feet. Earlier on today, it's now at 5.02. So it typically levels off at 4.2. So it has come down significantly, but I'm willing to bet it will spike again here as we continue to have more rain fall over that region. The heaviest of the rain, though, is falling just south of where we had the heavier rain earlier on today. So that's the good news. What about San Antonio? The answer is we do have some storms moving into the northern part of San Antonio right now through Stone Oak, or moving at least closer to Stone Oak and Hollywood Park. And then those are going to dip down and impact northeast portions of the city. Much of San Antonio, though, not dealing with storms at the moment. Are storms moving southwest? Question mark. The answer is they are moving more east and southeast. Hello, are we going to possibly get more developed storms that could move in from west overnight tonight in San Antonio? So the answer is it's possible, but I think a majority of the storms will be off to our northeast. So not so much for San Antonio, but more for areas off to the east like Gonzales, Hallettsville, and Cuero, and then down towards Victoria. All right, guys, I'm checking out a few other things here, trying to get the latest from the National Weather Service, see what they're saying. There is a significant weather advisory for Bexar, Comal, and Guadalupe County. That lets me know that the National Weather Service has decided that the severe thunderstorm warning is likely going to be expired. That's for Comal County. It actually looks like they may have already expired it. And I guess they have. So that severe thunderstorm warning that was in Comal County looks like it is now over, leaving us with just one severe thunderstorm warning left, and that is for DeWitt County until 7:15 p.m. So we're going to be staying on, guys. I'm going to stay on here until the severe threats are over. I want to make sure everyone continues to stay updated on this. We have a lot of lightning up towards Yoakum. That storm is not severe, but you see moving into Cuero at the moment. This is the part of this storm that is severe, where you're seeing that big bulk of lightning kind of right in this area. That's the part that's severe, and that's going to move right over Cuero. So just be ready. A lot of heavy rain, possibly even a little bit of damaging winds associated with that storm. I want to zoom everything out and give you all a bit of a loop, or I can kind of loop this around so you can see what exactly is going on here. So give me 1 second. Let me charge. Let me put this in play for you. So there, that kind of lets you know the motion of everything. People are asking, wait, are these moving southwest? The answer is, yeah, they're moving east and then southeast. And you see that the strongest of the storms are mainly east of I-35 now. Now, we did have that strong storm that's in Comal County that is about to move into the I-35 corridor area, but a majority of these stronger storms are now east of I-35 and about to be, a majority of them, that is, moving south of I-10. Trying to see if there's anything new in here. I'm seeing a report that wind has picked up on 72, 10 miles west of Cuero. So Cuero, about 10 miles west of you, there's already some strong wind. It's going to be picking up as it gets closer towards you. I see low luminous clouds over the airport. So how about we go ahead and take a look at the airport ourselves. We actually do have an airport cam. See if we can see those clouds that you're talking about there, Sam. There they are. Man, those are pretty clouds there. Let me go ahead and change one thing on this computer. They're spooky. Right now over the San Antonio airport. Again, we don't have anything severe in San Antonio, but definitely some spooky clouds making their way through parts of San Antonio this latter part of the afternoon and early part of our evening on Tuesday. How about the Thousand Oaks area? The answer, Nicole, is the Thousand Oaks area. Not seeing anything right now. You probably have those low, scary clouds over your area yourself, but not seeing any major issues. I see. Thanks for the updates and a thank you. No problem. I hope y'all are all staying informed and staying safe out there. How about Kirby? Anything in the Kirby area? Not seeing much right now. Just seeing the possibility of those showers and storms. How about Converse? The answer is maybe a few showers and storms, but nothing severe in your area either. So the only severe storm that we have out there's only one, and that is the one in central DeWitt County, about to move right through Cuero. I want to actually also take a look at hail. I haven't really looked much at hail with that storm. I know a lot of people want to protect their cars. Nobody wants to have to pay for any hail damage right now. So give me 1 second, guys. We could have some larger hail heading into Cuero at the moment. Get my computer to cooperate a little bit. All right, so when we start seeing those bright blues, that's when we start to have more in the way of damaging hail possible. Again, it's not a confirmation. This is radar. Maybe walnut size, golf ball size hail, possibly about to cross 183. This is moving into Cuero, so this larger hail, this would be the largest hail that we've seen all day. If it is radar confirmed, if it is confirmed that that hail is falling there, then that would be the largest hail that we've seen today. Yorktown, a little bit of hail yourself, maybe golf ball size hail there on the north side of Yorktown. Further back, closer to 80, walnut size hail, all moving off to the east and southeast. So a few rounds of hail making their way into portions from Karnes County into DeWitt County this afternoon. Jonathan says, and a hard drizzle. Very dark clouds in Kirby as well. Jonathan, thank you so much for your report. Just heard thunder booming off Blanco Road and 1604. Misty, that is very possible because we do have a lot of thunderstorms near San Antonio moments, and we also have some moving over parts of San Antonio. And that's what we're going to be watching for over these next few hours. So let's sit back here. Again, we've got some hail headed for the Cuero area. These storms are going to continue to move off to the east. So if you're in Victoria, this isn't going to hit you, but you could have some storms yourselves later on to this afternoon and into tonight that we're going to have to watch pretty closely here. That thunderstorm warning in Cuero, again, is until 7:15. Right now, it is 6:50, so we still got about 25 minutes left on that severe thunderstorm warning. Guys, I'm still with you. I'm just checking a few things here behind the scenes. I want to see if we have any reporting in via social media or if our news team has gathered anything behind the scenes themselves. So I'm not really seeing much on social media. I am seeing a lot of reports of just heavy rainfall that's been coming down, but I'm not seeing anything on any of the hail that's possible in some of the other areas. And guys, give me just 1 second. Yeah, so again, I was just checking out a few things with the newsroom here. Not seeing any big reports come in. But definitely going to continue to watch these storms very closely just in case anything does start to develop a little bit later on. So right now, just Cuero is seeing that one severe thunderstorm warning. It's moving through town right now. If you have any friends and family down that way, you may want to give them a call, let them know, hey, a little bit of hail down that way. Just giving you a heads up. You may want to go ahead and move that car under cover somewhere, because that's going to be one of the main issues that we see with that storm right now that we want to make sure everyone stays aware of. The Austin area saw a lot of heavy rain today. All those showers and storms that they were experiencing have now moved down to the south and east, impacting closer towards Houston, and of course impacting some of our eastern counties, that is east of I-35. I see Live Oak, question mark. The answer is you could have a little bit of a thunderstorm activity in your region over the next hour or two. And then as we head towards the Eagle Pass area, what about storms left of screen near Eagle Pass? Are they heading here? The answer is you could view storms from that, but those will likely be falling apart as we get closer on towards sunset. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, we've got a lot of heavy rainfall that's been moving through the region. And guys, I actually have meteorologist Megan Massey joining me now. We've both been kind of following things behind the scenes pretty closely.
Yeah, you know, one thing I actually saw out and about in South Texas was a huge rainbow over the rim area.
Oh, really?
So I was looking around, I was driving around to see, you know, some of the clouds, and it looks like we still have, you know, decent cloud tops. Few rainbows out there. So I've seen that. We've had peaks of sun, still pretty humid out there, and also a little on the breezy side too.
Yeah, that humidity, the amount of moisture that we have in the air is one of the reasons why these storms are able to spark up so early. That extra moisture in the air, just the current weather system tapping into the moisture source and leading us to have a lot of this shower and storm activity. And, you know, we still got this severe thunderstorm warning for Cuero. That's until 7:15. Hail is possible, maybe up to golf ball size. Really some stronger winds. But I think the main issue with that storm towards Cuero is going to be the damaging hail.
Yeah, so hail and also wind gusts will be the primary concerns. You know, we got into the 5 p.m. show, Weather Chief Bill Taylor talked about how the watch was allowed to expire.
Yeah, the tornado watch is no longer in place for South Texas. It did expire at 5 p.m., but that doesn't mean that we couldn't still see some stronger storms. I see a report of thunder and dark skies near Live Oak. Yeah, the Live Oak area is about to see that severe thunderstorm warning that moved through Comal County earlier. The storm has fallen apart a bit, but you're still going to see a strong storm move through the Live Oak area. So just be ready for that. Heavy rain is on your way. And let me see if there's anything new from the National Weather Service, guys. There's an aerial flood advisory now for Fayette, Gonzales, and Lavaca County. That just lets us know that a lot of heavy rain has already fallen. That's going to be going into the creeks and streams, and the water crossings could be an issue. So nothing too concerning about that. Just remember, stay out of flooded areas. Do not go into flood water. It can be very dangerous.
Flooding has been a big concern. I know some of on Eyewitness News, we talked about some areas near Canyon Lake receiving over 7.5 inches of rain just today alone. Oh yeah, lots and lots of heavy rain, and we got a lot of wild video of just the water pouring into the Guadalupe River, and that's one of the reasons why the Guadalupe River had flooded earlier today. You know, it's amazing because just south of the dam, we saw the stage there spike. Now it didn't go into flood at that spot, but downriver it did, and it's because the water just fell just perfect, just below the dam, and in the Canyon Lake area, which ended up pouring down into the river instead of into the lake. Now the lake still had a lot of water pour into it, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the water also poured down into the river, leading the river to go into a flood closer towards New Braunfels. I'm not seeing any more comments coming, guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and send them our way. Also, don't forget,
share your photos and videos with us using the hashtag KENS5Eyewitness on Twitter and on Facebook. Send them to us through messages on Facebook. And we'd love to use them on air and online. Whatever you see out there in the weather world, send them to us. Also, be sure you're getting that information safely. Don't put yourself in danger to get a photo or a video. As long as it's safe to get a photo or a video, go get it and send it to us. But we need safety first. We want to make sure everyone stays safe.
I mean, these are pretty electric thunderstorms, just a lot of cloud to ground lightning right over Cuero. So pretty noisy in your area right now. Floresville, looking at a lot of lightning, a few pockets of heavy rain popping up just west of San Antonio, and also New Braunfels area. Yeah, New Braunfels,
that's that storm that was severe warned earlier on, but has now kind of fallen apart a little bit more. It's not as much of an issue, but we still have, what I'd say is an even stronger storm than that now is the one that's over towards Gonzales. Because that one's got a lot of lightning with it, and it's a lot of heavy rain.
We're even seeing a few pockets of, or a little hail cores too, with some of these storms. So that will be a concern over the next couple of hours here.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing down towards Cuero. Cuero could be having maybe up to golf ball size hail right now moving through town.
Do we have any updates from the National Weather Service chat?
Yeah, I was just checking that just a moment ago, and I haven't seen much come in. There's been talk about an area of rotation just southwest of Cuero. I'm about to cross 183, just south of US 87 Junction. And I've been watching that pretty close myself. Are you seeing that yourself, Megan Massey?
Yeah, so it's still pretty broad. I see some, broad rotation southwest of Cuero. But of course, it looks like hail and really blinding rain will be the main hazards with this storm here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I completely agree. And, behind that storm, the Oakham also has that possibility for some large hail in spots. So some of these storms that are moving through portions of DeWitt and Karnes County are definitely packing a big punch as they continue their trek towards the east and southeast.
So let's put this into motion here. Most of these storms are pretty slow moving again. The one right over Cuero is only moving east at about 20 miles per hour. So, of course, that's for DeWitt County. That's that severe thunderstorm warning still in place through 7:15. So about 15 more minutes on this warning that's currently in effect.
Yeah, and I'm looking at a photo online right now. If you know the bridge in Green, right after you come around the corner coming from downtown.
Oh, wow.
When you come around the corner, and then there's the two places where you can get tubes to float the river. The water is into the parking lots of both locations, and the water is over the bridge. Now, the water isn't typically far from the bottom of the bridge there anyway, but the water is now over the bridge there because of the heavy rain that fell earlier on today. And more rain falling in that area. So not to see. Again, Green, located right there next to New Braunfels along the Guadalupe River. And our dog is whining a little bit, guys, so you'll have to excuse that. Sorry. Again, working from home like many of y'all. So you want to see the timeline of the storms? I mean, we probably got a lot of the weather models have been trying to show storms moving through tonight and continuing. Let's go ahead and show that again, just because we have had already a lot of rain. We got to see where some more of that rain is expected to be falling. Again, guys, we are expecting some more storms into tonight. I saw some people asking some questions about that. We will be having a few more storms this evening that will be possible. Let me bump it back just a bit. This is actually a newly updated run of this weather model that we look at. And you can see that the storms start to quiet down by about midnight now. So not as much in the way of stormy weather for Victoria as like what it was showing just about 30 minutes ago. This is a brand new run of the model that's taking in new weather model data, and it's looking a lot better. So let's run it through tomorrow. Here's closer to when the Air Force Thunderbirds will be flying overhead, maybe a few showers. But these guys and gals are pros, and I'm sure they won't have too much of an issue flying through that. And then as we head into tomorrow night, maybe a few thunderstorms, mainly west of San Antonio, but we could see some come through the city as well. So that's what we're going to be keeping a close eye on. But again, things should start to quiet down later on this evening after these next few hours. Once the sun goes down, things will quiet down. And guys, I'm going to go take our dog and put him up real quick. Just give me 1 second.
So like Andrew's been saying, we still have this severe thunderstorm warning in place, and it's in effect through 7:15. So we still have a little over 10 minutes with this severe thunderstorm warning. And looking across South Texas, this is the only warning we currently have in place. Main hazards will definitely be the lightning. That is something that we'll definitely watch. Quarter-size hail, also damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour will be possible with any storms we have this evening. Gonzales, Cuero, down into Bexar County and Pleasanton. That's what we're looking at. So we're trying to see any updates here from the National Weather Service. It looks like we have no updates, and that rotation is still very, very broad too.
Yeah, so good news to see there. Not as much issue, but definitely something we're going to have to watch closely here.
Yeah, probably some high winds too, south of Cuero and east of Yorktown.
The National Weather Service also is saying there is a significant weather advisory for Lavaca County until 7:45 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So heavy rain has been a big issue with these storms. It's something we're going to continue to track closely. The heavier the rain has been really in Comal County for today. You see that we've had, if I pull up the 24-hour rainfall estimates, also had of rain in Gonzales. Check on up closer towards areas of eastern Hays County where we've had a spike in rain. We've also had the spike in rain, of course, in Comal County. Of course, some spots haven't seen rain at all. Some of us have made it through today, and it's been dry, especially for western portions of Bandera County. Parts of San Antonio haven't even seen any rain today. We had a little bit of northwest San Antonio earlier on, but things have been a lot quieter now. And we could see a little bit of rain here over these next hour or so, or towards the next 2 hours before things really quiet down after the sun goes down. So I'm trying to see maybe if we got any more questions coming in. Are we going to get any hail? Lois, if you're down towards Karnes County, portions of Karnes County and into portions of DeWitt County could see a little bit of hail, but not everybody. It's a very small area. Cuero could get some golf ball size hail. We're watching that pretty close. So it's 7:07 now. We've got less than 10 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning in DeWitt County, down towards Cuero. I'm going to see if the National Weather Service continues it. But guys, if they end up not continuing this severe thunderstorm warning, we're going to go ahead and hop off of here. It is possible that they could continue it, though. I will say that because I think that there could still be a little bit of hail associated with this storm. It's definitely something we've been watching closely and something we want to make sure we keep everybody informed on where that hail could possibly be. I'm going to put everything in a pause real quick and zoom in to that spot because I want to kind of show exactly the spot we're trying to keep an eye on. It looks like the hail may have gone down in size just by a bit, just by looking at the colors that are showing up within that hail core closer towards Cuero. Let's see what radar is trying to estimate the size as. So still golf ball size, and this is passing through just southwest of Cuero. Behind this storm, Yorktown, possibly about to see some hail themselves, maybe up to walnut size. And then along Highway 80 in Karnes County, just northeast of Karnes City, we have another storm moving east that's going to be moving into DeWitt County that we are going to be watching very closely as well. But all these storms, except for the one in Cuero, are not currently severe. Just that storm heading into Cuero is currently considered a severe thunderstorm. All right. But you see a lot of them have frequent lightning. So when I pop everything up there, you see the heavy rain, you see the frequent lightning. This storm in Cuero is moving off to the east at about 20 miles per hour. So it is going to be passing north of Victoria, but Victoria, you are likely going to have a few storms yourself later on tonight. Just be ready for that. Probably within the next 2 hours to 3 hours, you'll see a storm yourself down towards the Victoria area. But of course, all this rain is very much needed. You know, we still have drought conditions, severe to extreme drought down towards the Victoria area. So we need the rain. It's just nice whenever we don't get all the rain at once. That's all we want. We don't want it all at once, and we would like to get it without any severe weather. But right now, that's just not the case. We're getting the strong to severe storms, we're getting the heavy rain, we're getting the frequent lightning at times, all things that we got to keep a kind of a close eye on, at least over these next few hours. Let's see if there's any other National Weather Service. I'm sure they're getting ready to mention something about what they're going to say about this storm in DeWitt County. Looks like they're talking about how DeWitt and Lavaca counties could get a good amount of rain over the next few hours due to all these storms that are down south and east of San Antonio. Now, that again is DeWitt and Lavaca County, so areas where there's already heavy rain falling. More heavy rain is expected, and when we look off to the west and then off to the north and northwest in general, there you see more of those showers and storms that are heading down in that direction. San Antonio, not too much stuff going on. It's pretty quiet. We did have just a good storm move over I-35. That storm is about to move over I-10 as well, and then continue trekking down towards the south and east. So still about 5 more minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning in DeWitt County. Again, this is for Cuero and maybe some golf ball size hail associated with that storm. I'm checking if we have another spike in the river here along the Guadalupe River, just making sure that there's not another issue. But right now, everything's looking fine along the Guadalupe River. The river is actually now back below 6 feet, so it's below the action stage. But man, we sure did have a lot of rain move through there.
Yeah, you know, we're already starting to hear a few rumbles of thunder on our side of San Antonio. Just looking out the window here, we've seen, you know, we can see the ominous skies, kind of like those really gray, spooky skies that you've been talking about. Still a little on the breezy side, and when you're walking around outside and you just feel the peaks of sun, it's very humid and it gets hot pretty quickly. So you can just tell that the atmosphere is still pretty unstable. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning in place. That's for DeWitt County, still affecting a lot of people, over 6,000 people, and this warning still in effect through 7/15. I know you were talking about there's been no new updates with the National Weather Service so far. So I think what the San Antonio office is going to do is kind of pass it on to the Corpus Christi office. So it is possible to see some updates with the Corpus Christi National Weather Service office.
Yeah, so I'm actually pulling up them. We have a way that we all communicate with each other, and I'm pulling up the Corpus Christi office. I actually have a good friend that works down there in Corpus Christi from college. I'm not sure if he's working tonight. He has a newborn, so he may be at home. But yeah, we'll see if we have any updates from them. I'm not seeing anything right now. You know, they did mention something earlier, though. They talked about the special tropical weather outlook. A special tropical weather outlook because we're still not within the hurricane season, but we do have a medium chance for tropical development in the Bahamas. The good news is this system not expected to impact Texas. It's going to be moving away and not moving into the Gulf of Mexico at all. But just, you know, something to remember, it is about to be hurricane season. Make sure you have all your ducks in a row before we get to June 1st, everybody.
Let's also pull up Houston, too. Because they could also be talking about a few thunderstorms over eastern counties right now. So some of our counties tend to overlap with each office, and they kind of pass along information to one another. One thing I've noticed with the storm east of Gonzales moving towards Shiner and Hallettsville, it's kind of got this bowing going on. So likely some gusty winds, maybe 40 up to 50 miles an hour below severe thunderstorm limits. But the storm just east of Gonzales, and I'll zoom in just to show you what I'm talking about here. It's kind of bowing, and when we talk about bowing, it looks like word C. And you can definitely get gusty winds of 40 up to 50 miles an hour along that leading edge. So this storm is below severe limits. Definitely something to keep our eyes on to see if any, you know, high winds will be possible with this.
Yeah, and that storm is moving towards Moulton and Shiner, and then eventually heading down towards Hallettsville.
Yeah, so if you're in Yoakum, this is going to be north of you.
Yeah. The National Weather Service is talking about how these storms are basically stationary now, which means that, yeah, that could be a lot of heavy rain that's falling constantly on one area. We could be talking about a localized flooding issue, maybe even a flash flood issue down the line with some of these storms.
So here's a loop within the last 2 hours just to kind of give you that perspective on, you know, how showers and storms are moving. I am going to move the map here and zoom out, get a wider view just to show you showers and thunderstorms in our viewing area right now. They're definitely beginning to flare up over or really close to the Pleasanton area.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we, somebody had asked me earlier about Pleasanton. I said, I think you will see some storms later on. You just were a little bit quiet earlier on. And there's those storms.
Jourdanton, seeing some rain just northeast of you. Poteet, you're kind of in this bubble right now. You just have showers and storms kind of around you, but probably hearing a few rumbles of thunder in the Poteet area. Definitely Pleasanton too. We're looking at a few cloud to ground lightning strikes. Floresville receiving some moderate to heavy rain. We have Falls City. All the heavy rain is just north of you, along with cloud to ground lightning. We're watching another non-severe storm pop up and just south of the Lackland Air Force Base. Yeah. And it's non-severe right now.
Yeah, and guys, you know, we're going to continue to watch storms behind the scene, but now there's nothing severe left on the screen. So with that being said, we're about to hop off of here. We'll track all this behind the scenes. Showers and storms, again, going to continue through the area over these next few hours. We'll continue to keep a close eye on them ourselves. But again, nothing severe now. Remember, we could have some more strong storms tonight, could have a lot of frequent lightning, maybe use some localized flooding in some spots we're going to keep a close eye on. But just stay weather aware this evening, and we'll keep you updated behind the scenes. Weather Chief Bill Taylor, keep you updated right there in the studio.
And also, if you don't have the KINS 5 app, just remember that we do have that free interactive radar available on our 5 app. So you can actually keep track of these storms, see if a weather alert pops up for your community. So that is something you can watch, you know, heading into the evening hours.
Yep, we'll keep you all updated right here.